What's going on, everyone? Rachel West here along with Rick Stroud and Joey Knight, and the Bucs are getting ready to take on the Saints Halloween night. It'll be a familiar face on the other side of the ball, starting at quarterback, Jameis Winston. Obviously, what are the emotions of that going to be like? And he's a little bit different of a quarterback this year than he was with the Bucs.
Yeah, this is not the guy we remember in Tampa Bay, and that's because he's playing obviously with a different team, and they're using him a different way. He's only thrown the ball about 25 times a game. The first 3 games averaged about 22 passes a game. And I think they're doing a good job of managing him that way. You know, that's the way they did it here for years with Sean King and Trent Dilfer. We remember those years when they emphasized the defense and let the quarterback, throw when he needed to. It's a running back-driven team with Alvin Kamara. They're winning that way. And, as far as emotions go, Jameis is an emotional player. He says he's worked hard to contain those, to be very process-oriented. So far, he's done a good job, but let's be honest. This is his first start against his former team. He wants to beat them badly. He says the lovey-dovey stuff is over. And so we know he'll be fired up, and he's going to have to try to control his emotions on Sunday.
And although he's dominated much of the conversation leading up to the game, there's the whole rest of the team to worry about, too. Alvin Kamara, one of the biggest weapons that they've got. So what's the challenge in going up against him?
It's a great challenge. He's the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week, and if you watched that game last Monday in Seattle, in the rain, in a hostile environment, Jameis just got the ball in space to Alvin Kamara. That was pretty much 75% of the game plan, and he made things happen. He's one of the NFL's most dangerous players in space. Jameis also has some other weapons out wide. Traquan Smith, people may remember him playing at UCF back in the day. He's struggled to hold on to the ball, but he's very fast. And if he can get his pass catching issues under control, he's another weapon. And on top of that, they brought back Mark Ingram, the running back, earlier this week. Former Heisman Trophy winner from Alabama, has played with the Saints before. It's just plug and play. He knows the system. He knows what they're trying to do. So there's another component for Jameis, something else to complement him. So this is going to be a challenging task, no question about it.
Absolutely. And if the offensive side wasn't enough, their defense, Bruce Arians said, is the best one that they've faced all year. How tough is that going to be?
Well, 1 through 11 they are, and I think that, I've had coaches tell me this week that they think this is going to be a brawl, that they think this game is obviously going to be one that in the trenches is going to get nasty. We know that Marshawn Lattimore has a history with Mike Evans, who got ejected from a game one time when Jameis was the quarterback, and Lattimore went at it with him. So they're talking about controlling your emotions, but they've got big-time players at every level. I mean, Cam Jordan inside. Demario Davis is an outstanding linebacker. We mentioned Lattimore. You've got really good players on that side. They have a really good scheme. They're physical. They're hard to move. And so with that crowd that the Bucs have not had to contend with, they've not been the same team offensively on the road. This will be the loudest crowd that they encounter probably this year. So Halloween night, it's going to be a defensive advantage, I think.
And Joey, if all of that wasn't enough, on top of everything, it's a division rival they're going up against in a year where things are very top-heavy, and winning the division is more important than ever. So just how big would it be to go into New Orleans and come out of there with a win?
Historically top-heavy right now in the NFC. If you think about it, the Packers and the Cardinals both have 1 loss. So do the Bucs, so do the Cowboys, so do the Rams. And we're not even into November yet. It's still early. This is a 17-game season. We're into week 8, but the margin for error right now is minimal. If, I have the sense it's going to be that top heavy all through the year. I don't think we'll have a bunch of 1-loss teams, obviously, at the end of the season, but we're going to have a lot of good teams, and you just don't want to lose any slack, or you don't want to lose a step in that race. So, yes, NFC South division game, obviously that's significant, and just the fact that this is going to be a top-heavy conference all year long. You just don't want to lose any footing in this race. The margin for error is going to be slim. So, again, that adds to the stakes in the storyline. This is just a big game in terms of, how the postseason will shake out.
Yes, it's got everything. So make sure you guys are following along with it and all of our coverage leading up to the game over on social media at Sports by Tampa Bay Times, as well as over at tampabay.com.